motivation was always the guys that did it, that are doing it. So Dennis Bergkamp was my motivation. Why? Because Dennis Bergkamp used to arrive first in training, last leaving. Whatever drill we had to do, he's not trying to do something else. He was doing that drill to the T. He was nasty as hell, by the way.
He was, wasn't he?
He had a sign.
Yeah. Woo! People always say, class. Yeah, ice, cold, ice man, however you want to. He was nasty. In training, you take the ball, he's not far from kicking you or something. I love that about him. So I'm like, how am I going to take the keys away from this man? How am I going to do that?
People might find this hard to believe because you were teammates. That you wanted to take away the mantle from him and be the main man.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like it's a collective sport. We all know. I was wishing for him to open the door. Just open that door. If you open the door, I'll close it, swallow the key. Bye-bye. It's over for you. But I have to show the man the most respect I can have. I see competition as respect for me. I don't see it as it's respectful. I have to show you why you're going to sit. I have to show you why you have to give me the free kick. I have to show you why you have to give me the penalties. Not because I score them, because I'm better than you in training, because I eat better than you, because I sleep better than you, because I walk better than you, because I wear my shorts that way, because my socks over my knees look better than your socks. It doesn't matter.
Before you go on, talk me from that, because you look like a model on the pitch.
No.
Where does that character and that obsession with victory at all costs, to the point that you cause suffering in yourself, where does that come from?
I think my dad, and whether you're born with something like that, maybe you speak to a lot of probably more people who could give you that answer than I do, and maybe have a better insight into it to me in some ways. And that I'm not quite sure, but I knew from the first time I played football, for me, winning was all that mattered. And if you say to me, what do I miss most about being a professional footballer? It's winning. It's not the taking part, it's not the training. A lot of people always say this. I hear footballers say this all the time. I miss the dressing room. I don't miss the dressing room. I miss the dressing room after the game when we win. That you've done something together. And I listened to Crouchy's podcast because I seen it pop up somewhere. I think it was Mail Online or something. Peter Crouch said Steven Gerrard and Jamie Carragher writ off players after 15. I thought I better listen to this one. But what Peter Crouch said is right. And he's probably looking at me a little bit dumbfounded. I can't understand that. But I can't understand him.
I sneaked into Messi's dad's hotel about 4 years ago in Barcelona for a meeting with him. And obviously at that point, we wasn't ready to bring him and he wasn't ready to come. But I turned around to his dad and said, we want your son. We want him to come to Miami when he's ready. And if that's a possibility, we continued the conversations, and with my partners, Jorge Mas and Jose. And we just worked on it for about 4 years. And then when he was at PSG, we then saw an opportunity that he was either going to go back to Barcelona, but then all of a sudden everything aligned. And then we were still having the conversations. And but to bring someone like him to the club, we knew it would change the club and we knew it would change the league and the sport. But it's beyond that. It's beyond that. What he does on the pitch, what he does off the pitch, for the young kids, to bring someone like him is the dream. And also Jordi Alba and Busquets, Sergio. But to bring Leo, he's changed everything. The academy kids now have got someone else to look up to that has done everything, won everything, and he's teaching them, which is amazing. The other day it was a funny interview from one of the academy kids who's doing really well. And they turned around to him and said, what's the best bit of advice Leo's given you so far? And he said, to walk more. He was like, he told me to walk more in the game. He said, because you see more. So, it's already started. So it's already started with the good that he does. It's incredible.
We've seen what he's done, bringing so much joy. He looks amazing every single game. When was the moment, and what was it like, the moment when he said, yep, I'm there, I'm coming?
I think it was actually more emotional than It should have been, just because for the last 10 years to try and get this team up and running in Miami, there's been so many obstacles, so many challenges, and sometimes it looked like it weren't going to happen, and then obviously everything came together once I found the right partners in Miami. But the moment I was actually in Japan, the morning that I found out that he was coming, his dad had called us that week and said Leo's going to make an announcement. And then obviously 2 days out, they was like, okay, in the next 2 or 3 days, he's going to come out and say something. So we were kind of just waiting. And I was in Japan working, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. The kids are in bed, Victoria's still sleeping, and my phone is like going mad because I'd forgot to turn it on silent. So Victoria's like telling me to turn it off. So I pick it up and I saw a barrage of like messages, and it was just, he'd come out and done his interview. But we always obviously wanted him to make a decision based on, you know, he wanted to live there with his family, wanted to still win and play football in the way he plays it. But we wanted him to announce it in his way.
When I went into a squad with Shearer, Fowler, Ferdinand, Sheringham was in there with myself. We was in there and we had a shooting session. And I remember, I think I remember Jermaine Jenner say when he left the England training sessions and he went back to Newcastle, his levels dropped.
Yes.
Mine went the other way, because I realised that's the level that I've got to make sure that I'm staying to when I go back to training ground, because these guys are not even missing targets. They're not missing the target. Their touch is not off. So when I went back, my levels went higher.
Again.
I needed more. I needed more from Stan Turner and the boss. I needed more because I was saying, I remember speaking to Chris Waddle for about 2 hours. This was when I was in the second division at Palace, and he told me about finishing. He told me about when you're in training, don't take liberties, because you're not going to get that time when you go higher.
Yeah.
Take the touch, get the shot off. Don't take another touch and another. Get it done sharper. Make everything sharper and tighter.
Can I say, from a goalie's point of view, right? So the shooting sessions that you'll do, no matter what club you're at, if it's done match pace, yeah. If it's a shooting session done at match pace, I will perform so much better, because I know that everything has to be firing. I have to be on my toes for every single. You know, it's bang bang, and it's quick as that. Like I said, when I used to go away with England, I was exactly the same as you. We'd do a shooting session, mate. You can't just leave that little half step and just not be bothered to take that little half step.